Hi everyone. In today's video I will talk about the upcoming new hero, Heino. Heino is a mage who bears heavy responsibility for his family. With the power of Scepter of Destiny, he can fight in long range or melee state. Each state grants him different abilities. His ultimate ability lets him reverse time to get back in previous state. Heino is a strong battle mage who can engage in direct or long-range combat. With the help of his ultimate, he can escape from any kind of situation. Heino will be available in the Brazil server on 8th of December. Now let's talk about his skills. Heino's passive gives him two fighting states, ranged and melee. At range, Heino uses the Scepter of Fate to blast enemies from afar. His scepter attacks deal extra spell damage. In melee, Heino wields his life blade, swinging it around himself in a whirlwind. His blade strikes all enemies nearby and also deals bonus spell damage. So Heino can swap between being a dangerous ranged spellcaster with his scepter and a deadly melee warrior with his life blade. He adapts to always pressure enemies no matter where they are. Duality allows Heino to fight without blind spots. Heino's first skill applies a destiny mark to enemies hit by it. The mark lasts 7 seconds. Hitting marked targets lowers the skill's cooldown up to 1 second. In ranged stance, Heino throws the Scepter of Fate with force, dealing spell damage. He will throw one extra bolt at the first marked target hit, for equal damage. He can hit multiple targets with this skill as long as they have Destiny Mark. You can also check bushes with this skill. It will trigger the hit animation when there's an enemy in bush. In melee stance, Heino hurls his spinning life blade. It deals magic damage and slows enemies hit for 2 seconds. Hitting marked enemies heals Heino. Ranged hits on the same target have 70% reduced subsequent damage. Melee stance heals up to 3 times. Healing effect will increase if he is in low health, up to 2 times per target. So Heino should swap between stances to mark enemies for extra hits and sustain. The skill fits Heino's passive, adapting with range or melee. Heino's second skill makes him dash forward a short distance. What happens next depends if enemies are nearby. If an enemy hero is close, Heino enters melee stance, gaining health and increasing his max health by the same amount. Without enemies nearby, he instead enters ranged stance and gains increased movement speed for 2 seconds. If Heino is in same stance, using second skill will reduce the healing or movement boost by 50%. So properly using the repositioning dash lets Heino enter the most useful form, sustaining himself in melee or repositioning faster at range. It enhances his passive, quickly adapting his stance based on the situation after moving. Heino's ultimate leaves a time rift at his last ranged stance location. He then expands a domain around himself, gaining damage reduction and health as he becomes immobilized. After a 1.5 second delay, the domain erupts, dealing spell damage and marking enemies. Space then folds, returning Heino to the rift's location. Unlocking this skill makes his second skill dash leave a time mark too. After casting his ultimate, Heino will return to the last dash mark. You can check the mark on map. If Heino casts his ultimate near an allied tower, it will revert 5 seconds back in time upon returning. So Heino can manipulate fate and space itself, traveling across the battlefield and reverting time on towers to undo damage. It takes mastery to use the marking and teleportation combos. Overall, Heino is a powerful mage who excels in dual-style combat. You can use ranged stance of first skill to poke and damaging enemies, and melee stance for lifesteal and slowdown. By using his second skill dash, you can chase or escape easily. Also, you can switch between stances according to the situation. And lastly, his ultimate is a very powerful skill. You can escape from near-death situation with this skill. When channeling his ultimate, he gains crowd control immunity, damage reduction, and lost health. It is very hard for the opponent to take down Heino in this state. But don't be overconfident when taking a lot of damage. Heino is not immune to death when casting ultimate, so don't overextend the fight. Also, you can bring back tower within 5 seconds of it being destroyed. You cannot bring back tower if you're late. It's a unique feature of this ultimate, but you have to react in time to make it happen. And that's the new hero, Heino. He is very strong in my opinion. and his playstyle is very unique. I think he will be very popular in Brazil server. And he's releasing in the Brazil server on 8th of December. So what do you think of this hero? Is he will be the next popular hero in Brazil? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And that's it for today's video. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you for watching.